For any car enthusiast, the introduction of a brand new Porsche is a very exciting time. We're here in windy Wisconsin at Road America for the introduction of Porsche's brand new Panamera. It's their very first four-door sedan. So the question is, will the styling warm to potential buyers? Is this just a luxury barge, or is it a true Porsche through and through? For now, the Panamera is sold in three flavors: the 400 horsepower S, which is rear-wheel drive, the 4S, which is the same as the S but adds all-wheel drive, and the Turbo, which pumps the power up from 400 to 500 horsepower, but also pumps up the price from $115,000 for the base model to $155,000 for the Turbo. Look for a V6 Panamera next year. You know what? They're all excellent. But to be honest with you, if I was going to put my money down on a car, I'd probably get the 4S. I would leave the Turbo. I don't need to get to the mall that fast. So the Porsche Panamera, you're probably thinking, what kind of car is this? I mean, are they kidding anybody having a four-door sedan? Well, you know what? The joke is on the people who don't believe that they can actually pull this car off, because it is amazing. It drives like a Porsche car, but it obviously is a little bigger and heavier. It doesn't have the same cornering capabilities, but it is still head and shoulders above anything in the marketplace. Now, the one thing I love about this car from a driver's point of view is the ratio of the seat to the steering wheel to the dash to the window is almost exactly the same proportions that you would get in a Carrera. So somebody that has a sports car and wants to have a four-door sedan will feel very at home in this car. Not that we had much of a chance to try out the auto stop feature at the track, but just like a hybrid, the engine switches off when the car comes to a complete stop and restarts when the brake is released. Fuel consumption was a concern with this new Porsche.
So that was one great opportunity. We started with a white piece of paper and therefore could do everything we would like to do. We didn't have any old platform that we had to use. It was freedom for the engineer, so to say. It's nowadays very important. We know about the environmental situation, and of course that our customers care about the environment, and therefore it was from the beginning an important requirement to not only fulfill the target best-in-class performance, but also best-in-class fuel consumption.
Okay, the best seat around the track is obviously the driver's seat, but the back seat is impressive too. The legroom is first rate, and even though the roof line is low, the seats are placed low enough to allow for headroom for passengers over 6 feet tall. The legroom is ample and the finish is second to none. The rear seats can even be ordered with a recline feature. The cargo area is perfect for drivers who are used to driving an SUV but now want a sedan. Now, the thing about this car, the most controversial point, is the styling. And I've seen pictures online, you've seen pictures online, and a lot of people go, come on, it's kind of like funny looking. It's a sedan with a 911 back stuck on there. But when you see it in person, which is often the case with many cars, it takes on a totally different attitude. It's low, it's wide, and yes, it has that slightly rounded back end. The hatch is very functional, but you know what? When you see the car in person, it doesn't look as rounded. The back is actually fairly straight. It's got a chunky, solid feel to it, and when you stand and you're in its presence for a while, it grows on you, and it grows on you to the point where you say, I kind of want one of those.
If people see the Panamera in person, the first reaction is mainly that the car in person looks much better than the pictures show the car. So I'm happy that this effect is this way round and not the other way around.
You have to hand it to Porsche. They don't just give you their new car and let you drive around on the countryside for an hour and a half, even though we have had a chance to do that with this new Panamera. No, they stand behind their products as real performance vehicles, and they let you fly down the racetrack at a great facility like Road America. So back to the original three questions. What about the styling? Well, to be honest with you, when you're in the presence of the car, it looks so much better than in photographs, and it really grows on you. Is it a luxury barge? Well, it can be. The interior is much more opulent than any other Porsche we've seen in the past, and it's very comfortable for all four people. Is it a true Porsche through and through? You bet.
Want more? Check out drivingtelevision.com for expanded reviews and more automotive stories.